One last thought on the runoff election in Georgia and therefore on the 2022 midterm cycle. In the first round of that election, Raphael Warnock came in first and missed getting 50% by about 0.6%, so very, very close to the margin. We knew the race was very close. It was very likely that Warnock was going to win, and that's what happened. This, to me, seems to be a very strong argument for ranked choice voting. Because if there had been ranked choice voting in that first round, it is very likely that most of that 2% or so who voted for the third party candidate, who was in fact a libertarian, most of them would have stayed home. But enough of them, not a majority, but enough of them would have broken for Warnock that he would have won. He only needed to get about 1 in 3 of those voters, those who actually managed to vote to rank somebody second. So he almost certainly wins that in the first round. But instead, we go to the runoff. A runoff, of course, in the South has a very racist history. It was a way originally to keep African Americans out of office once they began to get the franchise in the 1960s, get the franchise again in the 1960s. But what happens because we had that runoff? Well, first of all, I'm not a taxpayer in Georgia, but if you are a taxpayer in Georgia, then then your taxes went through millions of dollars to administer an election that we knew who was going to win, and we had the same outcome. Secondly, individuals who were hit up for money constantly. People put a lot of money into this race because they cared. Some of those are big donors who have infinite pools of money, but many of those are low and middle income people for whom $100 to either candidate is a sacrifice. But third, and perhaps most significantly, we had another month of partisan vitriol, another month of electoral nastiness, another month of both sides attacking each other, and one particular state, in this case Georgia, being divided. And the result was, in my view, the happy outcome. I'm very glad Raphael Warnock won, but there is a way to get this done faster, just as efficiently, and to include just as many voters. And this election, this real runoff election, is a reminder of the value of ranked choice voting, which is also, of course, known as instant runoff.